What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Casual Fan YouTube channel. Before we get into the video, why don't you just go down there, hit the like button, give me a subscribe, because that would be pretty cool.
And I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Casual Fan YouTube channel. Today we're getting into a little quick tier list video. End of the season, not quite end of the season yet. At time of recording, it's one game left against Wolves. Our season's pretty much over. We've got second place confirmed. So yeah, we're gonna get into a little bit of tier list here. We got categories of how do they still play for United, bad, disappointing, good, very good, and good. Yeah, we got all the players in here except bearing like the likes of Joratires, the Alangas, if I'm saying that right.
So first up, we got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, me personally, I put him at very good. Now, a lot of players here have made mistakes throughout their season, but I'm not going to nitpick at certain things they did that pissed us off during the season. But I think Wan-Bissaka has had a very good season. He's kept it defensively sound. He's been very good at the back line. He does fail to look over his shoulder so many times. I've screamed at my TV so many times for him not doing that, but I don't know. What's your opinion on Wan-Bissaka? I'm going to put him at very good, to be honest.
Yeah, I throw him in very good too. I was saying, like, at the very start of the season, I remember, like, giving him man of the match literally, like, every single game. But then towards the end of the season, he makes the same mistake every single time. And, like, it's, again, I don't know, like, we need to fire the coaching staff or something because I don't understand, like, how many times can he make the same mistake of holding hands with Lindelof.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, other than that, though, he's defensively solid. His crossing has gotten better compared to last year, but I don't think he was quite as good as he was. Yeah, he did score. Yeah, it was a rocket too.
Oh, two goals actually.
Two goals with his left. With his left foot too. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken.
I think.
But I'm pretty sure he was team of the season last year. If I'm not mistaken, I might have just made that up. But I don't think he was as good as last year, but still pretty good.
Yeah, last year he tore it up. I don't know, maybe he dropped off a bit this year, but it's all good. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody does at some point in their career. Next up, Amad Diallo. Now, I don't have a tier that says not enough game time, so I'm just going to put him at good. For the amount of times that he did play, I thought he was pretty good. I didn't think he was amazing. I didn't think he did anything special, but I think he kept it safe. He was cool, calm, collected. Bright star for the future, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree with that too. And we can't forget, he probably scored one of our most important goals of the season against AC Milan.
That's true. Yeah, so good. I'm going to keep him at good.
Yeah,
Next up is Axel Tuanzebe.
That's a tough one because I actually love this guy, but he had that one, like, Maldini-esque game against PSG, but after that, he's just was... And it wasn't really his fault. It was just unlucky moments. It was like every time he got subbed on, like, late, we would concede.
Yeah.
Or, like, just random things like that.
And also, I think injuries have haunted him this season as well. Like, this man just cannot stay fit for a full season. So, I think it would be fair to put him at disappointing. Not saying that he's had a horrible season, but it's just such a shame that he constantly gets injured. And it's just so annoying. I just want to see this guy play a full season.
Yeah, I would say it's disappointing in the sense, like, how good we thought he was going to be after that PSG performance.
Yeah.
And then he never just quite lived up to that. I mean, he's still young, but he still can. But
yeah, of course,
I think it's fair to stick him in disappointing.
Yeah. Next up, Eric Bailly.
I'd probably just stick him in good. There was this little period in the middle part of the season where he was like on his shit, but like he's a weird one for me. Like, his football IQ is not there sometimes, but his physical attributes make up for that. But like, it's just, and that's the most problem with our center backs. We always just have these stupid fucking brain farts and just concede the worst goals I've ever seen in my life.
I'm pretty sure all of our defenders have had one of those moments or a couple more times this season. Every single defender was like brain fart moments that they just don't know what the hell they're doing. But I think good is fair. He's also been injured. Like, you'll see him play for 5 games and randomly he's injured for the entire season. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with this guy's bones or muscles, but
that's another thing too. And like, I know quite about injuries. Even my last injury, I was like thinking it's like, yeah, you can do this tackle and like it'll be a good strong tackle, but you could also win the ball in a different way. Like, you don't need to risk your body.
Yeah. Edison Cavani. Now, me personally, there's no other place to put him, and how does he still play for United? Because this man is absolutely trash.
Dude, please tell me this is a joke.
I'm joking.
Please tell me
this is a joke. Obviously, there's nowhere else to put him. I'm putting him in GOAT, bro. This man's amazing.
Yes, that's what I was saying too. Like, the fact in, like, it's not, as far as numbers go, it's not the most insane thing, but compare, like, people are just forgetting at the start of the season, people were like, waste of money, even though, like, we got him on free, but like wages and that shit. But it's like, waste of money. He's past it. He's not going to do anything in the Prem. Rips it up, scoring so important goals, unreal goals. Like that goal against Fulham. Like, I can't believe he had the audacity to even Like,
I think he's proved a lot of people wrong. Like, he came in, everyone's like, oh my god, he's old as shit, he's not gonna do anything, we're just gonna use him as a bench player. He took Martial's spot and he's tearing it up for us. Like, bro, and we also extended his contract, which is a good thing. So
the thing with how he plays too, it doesn't even, like, he doesn't rely on pace or anything. So we can get, like, next year I expect him to be just as good. And like the great thing about that is I don't think we need to go in the summer and spend like fucking 150, 200 million on a Harry Kane or someone like that, or a Holland.
I wouldn't mind if we did.
I'd rather just have Cavani and then let Greenwood come into that number 9 role and make it his own.
Yeah. Next up, we got David De Gea. Now, this is a hard one. Honestly, this is a hard one for me. I'm stuck between good and disappointing. Only because he's been like switched between Dean Henderson a lot, and he's made not a lot of mistakes, but enough mistakes to put him in disappointing. But I'm gonna stick him in good, because you know what? I still think he's our number 1 goalkeeper. I still think he's the best goalkeeper at the club. He's pulled off some amazing saves this season. I know he's made mistakes, but you know what? Fucking who doesn't, bro? Like, I'm sticking him in good.
I would say good too. It's been weird, and like even next season, like I don't know, like I don't fully trust Henderson. His positioning is a little bit questionable for me, and it's weird. Like, it's like every time you watch a United game, like before the Fulham game, when Henderson, he like dropped an easy shot to whoever it was.
I think it was like third goal or something.
Yeah, and then after that, like that was enough for. Then the next game they were talking about, just that moment alone was enough for people, like the announcers were talking about, like, now De Gea is going to be playing the final and they're going to keep De Gea now just from that one moment. And I'm like, I think we should keep De Gea.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's hard to find good goalkeepers these days. So I think we should just stick with what we have. And it's not like we have a horrible backup goalkeeper. I still think Dean Henderson is a good backup goalkeeper, but as of now, he shouldn't take the number 1 spot. Next up, Bruno Fernandes.
Is there a tier higher than GOAT? We need to make a tier higher.
I should have, honestly. I should have put God instead, because this man is something else. I don't even think I need to explain why. You guys have eyes. You see what happens on your screen. Let's just move on to the next one. Fredward, Fredinho, whatever you want to call him.
I can see on the tier list that he's not beside McTominay, but I feel like we can do both of these at once and stick them in the same.
Because they are one. They are one person.
They're the same person. As far as that, I know they've been getting a lot of hate, but and it's hard to watch. But the thing is it gets results. Yeah, so I would stick them in like a very good. Very good.
I was gonna say good, only because they've made costly mistakes this season.
They definitely have, but when I try to look at it in the big picture, it's just like, and I don't even like, when looking back on it, I'm like, how have we even gotten to second place? And like, like how did we even?
Yeah, you're right.
Like some of the games that we've had, like we shouldn't even have. Like we could have added like 3 or 4 more losses onto our record if it wasn't for just lucky.
Yeah,
moments.
that's true. All right, we'll stick them in very good. McFred, you've earned yourselves a very good position. Mason Sniper Rifle Greenwood, that's his new name. I gave him a new name. Look, I'm not hating on Mason Greenwood. I freaking love this kid. I love him. I'm putting him in good. I wouldn't put him in very good because he was way better last year. And I think this year, with the whole situation he had with Phil Foden and everything, I think it really messed him up mentally. So it kind of dropped off his...
And his best friend
that also
died as well, I'm pretty sure.
I forgot about that. But in terms of his performances, I think at the beginning of the season he struggled, and then later on in the middle of the season he kind of got it back together. And now near the end,
I feel like these last 2 months,
now near the end he's
really
starting to pick it up. So I think good is fair.
Unpopular opinion too, Greenwood is better than Foden.
Facts, 100% facts.
100%.
Dean Henderson. I'll let you take this one, bro. I don't know about this one.
It's a toss-up between good and disappointing, because he has been good like overall this season, but disappointing in the fact of how good he was at Sheffield.
I think it's fair to put him in good, because when he has come in and played for us, other than like the maybe 1 or 2 or even 3 mistakes he has made, I think he's been good. One thing that I like that he does that De Gea doesn't do is that he comes off his line and collects the ball.
Like, they're good in their own different ways, but I think De Gea is just a little bit better at what makes him better. But Henderson, he's much more vocal. He's much better at commanding his box.
For sure. Next up, we got Dan James. This is a hard one too.
If we're gonna compare him to last season, definitely improved, I would say. And like, I don't think we expect him to be anything more than like a squad player. Like,
that's true. How about we stick him in? How do they still play for United? Because if I'm being honest, I don't know how this kid still is at the club. Because
I like him too, and when he scores, it brings me so much joy. Because him, McTominay, and Rashford are like the only people that like play for the badge like 150%.
That's true. But like, when I say how do they still play for United, I'm not saying they're a shit player, but I think he'd do well at another smaller club, but I think United's too big for him.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we got Phil Jones. Now, I'm straight putting him in GOAT because there's no other. I'm actually being so serious. I'm putting him in GOAT. There's no explanation. He's just going there.
Yeah, he's got his own defensive style of like dribbling the ball with his head.
That
like,
freaking play against Giroud.
give the man his
You'll never
respect.
forget that. Next up, we got Victor Lindelof.
This guy, man, this guy. He one game he's hitting long balls over to Rashford, and he's like, and I'm like, okay, I can handle him. And the next game,
he's getting muscled off by an 18-year-old.
Yeah, he muscled off by an 18-year-old. People are jumping over him on headers. His long balls are suddenly going into row Z. Like, it's just, I'm gonna stick him in disappointing, because I blame him for all those games that we conceded goals that we shouldn't have. I blame him for majority of them.
If I'm being honest. Like, yo, it's so frustrating watching this guy play sometimes. Like, he gets shit on by so many players. It's not even funny.
He's one of those guys where he's like, where it's like, you can't, especially when you're playing for United, you can't afford, especially as a defender, you cannot afford to make any mistakes, really. Maybe you can get away with one, but you can't afford to make any mistakes.
Right now, I have Jesse Lingard. Straight and disappointing.
Disappointing for us, and then go for West Ham.
Like, honestly, but I'm not knocking him for like being a bad player, because I know he's been through a lot of shit, like personally as well. So I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
In terms of his actual like football performances, I'm just gonna leave him at disappointing.
Disappointing for United, or GOAT for West Ham, but also I've been preaching this for a while now. The decision needs to be Lingard and Cash for Declan Rice, because like the fact, like how good Lingard is playing right now, he's not actually, like, and no disrespect to him, but he's going through a purple patch. Like, he's not actually as good as he is playing right now.
We got Harry Maguire next. Straight up to GOAT. I think he's had a freaking amazing season. Like, sometimes I'm watching this guy and he's just saving our asses over and over and over again. And the way he's so calm on the ball now, like last year he had a couple of moments where you're just like, I don't want the ball at his feet. But this season, I feel so safe and comfortable when he's on the ball. He's so calm. He can dribble it up to the midfield. He can find passes. He's a good playmaker at times. I think he's had a very good season, in my opinion. I put him at GOAT.
I think people have definitely realized since he's been injured how important he is to the club, and even me too. Like, I've given him this fair amount of shit, and it's kind of just a meme to make fun of Maguire. He's definitely comfortable on the ball, but him and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are the two players on our team that have the worst ball, that just look so awkward on the ball. But every time Maguire does have the ball, though, he can hit that little like that 5-yard or 10-15 yard pass in the air, like over a defender to find a midfielder type pass.
Next up, we got big boy Tony.
I'd go bad. Debatably, how do they still play for United? Because we got to really think about it. Like, I'm probably the biggest Martial hater, and I did love Martial when we first signed him, but we signed him for what, 50 million, and in his contract it was said that he was supposed to win the Ballon d'Or. Like, there's a clause in the contract where we're supposed to pay Monaco if he wins the Ballon d'Or. Guy hasn't come anywhere near that. I think, I'm coming off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure he's got 3 goals, 3 assists, or maybe 4 goals, 3 assists in the Premier League this season, which is shocking. That's 1 more goal than Dan James, I'm pretty sure.
Me, I wouldn't put him at bad, because he's had some good games. Like that Man City game, he was massive when we won 2-0. He was massive. He didn't score, but he did so many things that I appreciated so much. I would personally put him at disappointing, only because he still has scored. I know he's been frustrating to watch this season. Trust me. I've screamed at my TV so many times at this guy, but I personally really like watching Martial play, and I think he's a really good player. So how about we just agree on disappointing, because I don't think he's been horrible. I don't think he's been horrible. I think he hasn't been as good as last season.
Yeah, it's probably just my hatred that wanting to put him in bad, but yeah, it's definitely when you go from what, he scored 22 goals last year, and then this year he scores 4. Like, that's ridiculous.
Next up, we got Juan Mata.
This guy, I would say, how are you still playing for United? When we offered him the new contract, I'm like, this is like, what's the point of this? He's
not in a bad way, though.
Not in a bad way.
It's only because he's older.
He's a Premier League legend. He's just not. He's just past it. And I would like to see him go to like maybe back to like Valencia or something.
Because he's still got the sauce like that. Don't sleep on my boy Mata, bro. He's still got the sauce. So yeah, how do they still play for United? Not in a bad way. Just remember that. Next up, we got arguably the same spot as Mata, Nemanja Matic.
I'd be tempted to throw him in another how do they play for United, just because all the players that really just play those FA Cup games against
like
crap
the fringe
teams.
Players.
Yeah. But at the same time, the games he has played, he's been good. I remember one game, I don't remember specifically what game it was, but I remember watching him and I was like, going forward right now, he's our best player. So he's a coin toss for me between good and how are you still at United?
We can put him at good
because we don't really need him, but when he has played, he's been good.
Yeah, we could put him at. All right, so this next one, I honestly don't understand how this man still plays for United. I hate him so much. He's such a shit player. Andreas Pereira. I'm sticking him in there. I'm putting him first. Dude, I'm putting him first before anybody.
He's the preseason king, though, man. Every time I see him playing preseason, he scores the most outrageous goals. And then when it comes to league, he's like
so bad,
bang average.
And this isn't anything personal. I don't know the guy. I'm just basing him off of his footballing ability. And I'm gonna be honest. I think he is the worst player in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think we can just stick him at how is he still playing at United, and hopefully we just full on sell him to Lazio or whatever.
Yeah. Next up, we got Paul Pogba. I'm putting him in good.
I would put him in good because he hasn't been as good as his previous seasons, but I remember that middle part of the season where we were top of the league. He was so like right at right when it hit the new year. He was the best player in the world for up until he got injured. This year, I'm pretty sure he's 3 goals, 3 assists.
I also say good because at the beginning of the season he wasn't great, and then he had that whole thing with his agent that pissed off every United fan. So
and he just gives away stupid penalties, stupid free kicks.
Yeah, and he gives a ball away a lot in the midfield. They're like in the center circle, where he tries to like hold off players and. Bro, just pass the ball, bro. Just pass the ball.
Yeah. I feel like we're giving him a little bit too much hate there, but like I want to just clarify that he is out of everybody this season, he's been probably one of our top 3 players. But just as if we were going to compare him to his last season, he hasn't been as.
Next up, we got Marcus Rashford. Nowhere else to put him other than GOAT.
Yeah, it's just like I said earlier. It's just when he tries to dribble past the whole team. That's the only thing. But then at the same time, I want him to do it, but he's doing it. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, you've done it like 2 or 3 more times than you should have.
Next up, we got Luke Shaw.
I think we can throw him up in there in that GOAT as well.
Yeah.
Best season as far as his whole career at United. This has been his best season by far, and best left back, no question.
The fact that people think Robertson is the best left back in the league, or sometimes even in the world, honestly, it just makes me laugh so much. Like, you're as deluded as Arsenal fans. Like, come on, bro.
I do like Robertson, and that's the thing. I love just UK fullbacks, like especially like Irish.
He's a good crosser,
like a Coleman or like a Doherty. Because they just work so hard, and like fullback, like no joke. And when I've played, like especially as a wing back, the amount of running you literally just the whole game, you're just literally just running up and down the whole line the whole game.
Because you're a winger and you're a left back. You gotta you're up and down the pitch the entire game. I know it's crazy. Next up, we got Alex Telles.
I could stick him in good just because he's different. Like him and Luke Shaw are both very different. Like I think Telles has better delivery and better dribbling, but Shaw is faster, more direct, better at defending, I would say as well.
Next up, we got Donny van de Beek. There's nowhere else to put him other than disappointing.
And it's not even anything to do with him, like his fault. But it's just he hasn't played.
That's if Pogba leaves, and if we get a proper number 6, I think he can get more game time if we have 2 attacking midfielders. But I don't understand why this guy hasn't gotten any game time, because the games that he has played good, he'll get dropped the next game. It just doesn't make, and then you won't see him for the next 10 weeks. Like, it's unbelievable. I don't understand.
The style of play too. We play, like quick counterattack, and that's his bread and butter. He's always 1 and 2 touch, always looking forward. So like he's
I wanted to see him more this season. I really like. I'm not saying disappointing because I think he's bad. I think he's actually a good player. I want to see more of him. I want to see what he can do. But guy hasn't just gotten a chance. Maybe he's like shagging freaking Ollie's wife or something, and he doesn't want him to play. But I don't know what's going on there.
He's on that Zaha scandal right now.
And last but not least, we got Brandon Williams.
I would say disappointing. Again, not really his own fault because he didn't get that game time.
Yeah, no, disappointing is fair because when he has come on, he hasn't looked as good as last year, but I mean, you can't blame him. He hasn't played enough. But so we got in GOAT, we got Cavani, Bruno, Phil Jones, Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, and Luke
Did you
Shaw.
actually stick Phil Jones?
Bro, Phil Jones is a GOAT. I don't care. He's staying there.
Dude, he's cancer to the club, and I'm saying, I guarantee when we win the league, it will be the first season we get rid of him, and hopefully it will be this way.
In very good, we have Wan-Bissaka for McFred. Good, we got Diallo, Bailly, De Gea, Greenwood, Henderson, Matic, Pogba, and Telles. Disappointing, we got Axel, Lindelof, Lingard, Martial, Van de Beek, and Williams. Bad, nobody's in bad. How do they still play for United? We have Pereira, James, and Juan Mata. And that's going to be the list.
I think we can agree on that. I mean, if anybody else disagrees, feel free to leave a comment below. Tell us that we're stupid. Tell us what you think some players should go.
No one ever agrees with our tier list. Everyone has their own opinion, so let us know in the comments.
I feel like we did a pretty good job.
If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to both of our channels. Comment down below what you think of our tier list. Until next time, goodbye.
See ya.